move it. She like to move it, move it. We like to move it, move it. They like to move it, move it. You like to move it, move it. 3, 2, 1.
It's Monday, September 30, 2024. This is CVM News at noon. I'm Nika Lewis. A Kingston woman was this morning hospitalized after it's alleged that a blue Honda-Fit motor vehicle slammed into her while she was crossing the Washington Boulevard in the vicinity of Drewsland. Residents say the accident occurred because of a pothole that has been there for months. This morning's incident has been one of 4 on the thoroughfare since last week, where the others have been confirmed dead. Our reporter Adrian Williams visited the scene in this update.
This morning we're here on the Washington Boulevard at the scene where a lady was hit down by a motor vehicle and severely injured. At the moment we're not quite certain of her status, but because of this pothole, a vehicle swerved and hit her.
It cannot work. We are poor people. We are going to ball. You can imagine this man, you stand up onto the vehicle, lick the lady, and the lady hides up in the air and spin. Eh? You must cry. We have an activism to your enemy, sir. Please, sir. Mr. Andrew Oldness, badness, whatever you call yourself, please fix the road. Okay.
We will have more on this developing story in our news at 7. Now, it's election day in Northeast St. Anne, and we have Ramon Gordon with what to expect.
The race is on in Northeast St. Anne as polling stations opened at 7 a.m. for what's shaping up to be a heated by-election. It's a 3-man face-off to fill the shoes of former MP Marsha Smith, who suddenly bowed out of the game on September 3. On the ballot today, independent hopeful David 5-Pound Anderson, Jamaica Labour Party's JLP Matthew Samuda, and the United Independence Congress candidate Chase Neal. With the opposition People's National Party sitting this one out, Samuda is looking to score big and take the constituency uncontested by his main rivals. But don't count the independents out just yet. Anderson and Neal are ready to put up a fight and shake things up on the political pitch. The Electoral Office of Jamaica, EOJ, has set the playing field, ensuring 146 polling stations are open and ready to serve a crowd of 43,827 eligible voters. They've promised a smooth and fair game, no fouls, no delays. As the voters hit the booth, the EOJ is reminding everyone to leave the tech at home. No phones, no cameras, no recording devices allowed inside. And for those heading in from work, the law is clear. Employers must give you 3 hours off, so there's no excuse to stay on the sidelines. But as voters hit the booth, the EOJ is reminding everyone to leave the tech at home. No cameras, no phones, no recording devices allowed inside. And for those heading in from work, the law is clear. Employers must give you 3 hours off, so there's no excuse to stay on the sidelines. But if you start after 10 a.m. or finish work before 2 p.m., you'll have to vote on your own time. The election center is standing by to monitor all the plays, ready to flag any disruptions and keep the media updated every step of the way. The polls will close at 5 p.m. and then the real drama begins, the preliminary counting of the ballots. So, who will clinch victory and seize the seat? Stick around, it's anyone's game.
Jamaica and Tunisia have officially established diplomatic relations. The agreement was formalized on September 26 during a signing ceremony in Tunisia's parliament. At Tunisia's permanent mission to the United Nations in New York. The joint communique was signed by Jamaica's Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, and Tunisia's Foreign Minister, Mohamed Ali Nafti. This move makes Tunisia the 170th country with which Jamaica has established diplomatic ties. Both nations expressed interest in exploring opportunities for cooperation in areas like tourism, education and cultural exchange, as well as advancing shared goals under the United Nations Sustainable Development Agenda. Renowned founder of the Missionaries of the Poor, Father Richard Holong, unveils his latest theatrical work, Isaiah. The play is set to premiere on Saturday, October 5 at the National Arena, starting at 7:30 p.m. Speaking on Sunrise this morning, Father Holong expressed his vision for the play and the reason behind its name.
Why Isaiah?
He's a prophet. And I think the time requires prophecy. That we learn to live by the truth of life, respect for each other, love for each other. Every day we face up to it in Jamaica with our brothers, homeless and destitute people, hundreds and hundreds of them, HIV people, people who are crippled and blind and deaf, and it's for them. I'm trying to teach Jamaica, look, live for your country, live for your people. Don't look behind you at people that are poor and forgettable and so forth. No. We hold their hands and we bring them into the present.
Yes.
And they're beautiful people. And that's my motivation, because I've got to tell people about the beauty of the Gospels, loving the poor, serving the poor.
The People's National Party, the PNP, is extending condolences to the government and people of the United States who were affected by Hurricane Helen that made landfall on Thursday. The party says it's saddened by the loss of lives and the destruction across southern states that has left millions homeless and without power. Shadow Minister for Foreign and Regional Affairs Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, in a media statement on Monday, noted that as Jamaicans, quote, with direct experience of the fury of hurricanes, we understand the long and difficult road to recovery, end quote. The PNP is assuring support and cooperation as the country seeks to recover. The Ministry of Local Government and Community Development is on a mission to upgrade markets across the country. The Ocho Rios market in St. Anne benefited from this project and can look forward to an additional $20 million for further work. Here's Adrian Williams with the details.
Access to public sanitary facilities is an important aspect in promoting proper hygienic practices. This is why the Minister of Local Government and Community Development, Desmond McKenzie, has reopened the new bathroom facilities in the Ocho Rios market.
We're going to be providing an additional $20 million for further works to be done on the Ocho Rios market. So between the St. Anne's Bay market and the Ocho Rios market, in less than a week, the government of Prime Minister Andrew Holness will be providing $35 million for further improvements on the market.
The minister highlighted that women make up approximately 80% of the population using the market, making it even more important to have these facilities.
Majority of the vendors are females. Most of the shoppers are females. And you know, it is difficult for a female to take care of themselves when the proper facilities are not in place.
McKenzie says the fees collected by the municipal corporations are not adequate for maintenance of the markets.
But despite that, it is the responsibility of local government to provide the funding to assist in the necessary repairs and maintenance of our markets right across the country.
He says an additional $15 million will be made available to do further work on the St. Anne's Bay market. He, however, emphasized that vendors and other users of the facilities must play their part in its upkeep.
But what is important is that when we build these facilities, the persons who use them takes personal responsibility in how they use the facilities.
McKenzie, in his sectoral presentation, announced a $200 million allocation for the maintenance of major markets across the island. The minister says all markets can look forward to upgraded sanitary facilities. Adrian Williams for CVM News.
You're watching CVM News at noon. We continue after this break.
Surprised by my chronic illness diagnosis. I thought working out harder would fix it, but it wasn't enough. Now, my prescription meds are a part of my routine.
When I got my diagnosis, I really felt down and stopped spending time with the people I love. Then I decided not to let any disease get the best of me. And I'm committed to taking my meds as prescribed. On time, every time.
No hesitation. Take your medication. A message from the NHF. NHF is here for health. NHF is here for you.
You've weathered the storm, but rebuilding and preparing for back to school have taken a toll. It's time to get some money in your pockets. At Chris and Charles, we understand your financial needs. With just a quick call, you can access funds to catch up on bills and cover unexpected expenses. Our process is fast, simple, with funds deposited in your account in no time. Don't stress, get money in your pocket. Call 876-926-0609 or visit our website today. Conditions apply. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles.
Our days get a little complex sometimes. Often so many things make sense, yet so many do not. We are being intentional about giving prominence to the big stories in order to clarify and enlighten. Lead Story explains who, what, when, where, why, and how. Lead Story with George Davis, weekdays at 6:30 p.m. on CVM TV.
Welcome back. We now go to our reporter Trisha Gay Kelly, who is on the ground in Northeast St. Anne as voters take to the polls.
Well, Nika, the by-election for the Member of Parliament seat here in Northeast St. Anne is on the way. It started about 7 a.m. this morning and it should be ending at about 5 p.m. Voting started earlier this morning, and I met with one JLP supporter who explained that he was here from 6 o'clock. That's how serious it was for him. Now, based on what we've seen this morning, we haven't seen many of the independent candidates, and there are 2 independent candidates. We haven't seen their supporters here either. And I know we've heard of Mr. Anderson being on scene. That's David Anderson. He's been here, but he has moved to another location, and we'll be speaking to him soon. And the other independent candidate, that's Chase Neal of the United Independence Congress. He has not been spotted since morning, neither has his supporters. So we're trying to go around and find some of the supporters that we can for both of the independent candidates. So far, most of what we've seen are Jamaica Labour Party candidates, and I think that's a bit of support for their candidate in which they are confident because they have expressed that much to us. Now, there's also increased security here on location and in surrounding areas. We've also been to the Ocho Rios Primary School, where there's another polling station, and it's pretty much the same thing as what we're seeing here. Many Jamaica Labour Party supporters, little to no independent candidate supporters, but we'll be keeping you up to date with that part as we seek to find them as well as their candidates. So far, we know that the PNP, the People's National Party, are not contesting this seat, as they have made it clear that they are focusing on the general elections next year. And that's pretty much what we've seen, just color pieces, and we continue to monitor what's happening here on scene. We'll keep you guys updated, but so far, that's all we've seen. Back to you in studio.
All right, thanks, Trisha Gay. We'll have a little more from her, but right after this break.